Here's your host, Chelsea Edwards.
I can't really do the running man in these, okay? All right. Welcome to another episode of The Chat with Chelsea. I'm your daytime bestie, Chelsea Edwards. In today's show, we are highlighting two things that I am super excited to be a part of. Now, you may think that they are wildly different, but they both are about bringing people together. We're chatting with the creative about one of the country's biggest pop culture conventions that's happening right here in Houston. It's making a welcoming space where thousands of fans can celebrate gaming, comics, anime, and so much more. Our other guest is helping to make sure children have meals throughout the whole summer. So we are getting into superheroes and superheroes in real life. Welcome to Chattin' with Chelsea, Beth Harp, CEO of Kids Meals Incorporated. Now, you guys, I think it's so cool. This is an organization where the whole family can help out in giving back. So explain to the folks who haven't heard of Kids Meals Inc. what you all do.
So Kids Meals is the nation's only home delivery service for preschool-aged children that are living food insecure or living in severe poverty in the greater Houston area. And we work with families, we work with volunteers just like you that come out and help us prepare meals, healthy lunches for children, and then we deliver them with our fleet of 25 vans. We deliver them directly to the homes, apartments, and trailer areas of those kids that are living most food insecure and critically need food.
Yeah. Why specifically this age range?
We focus on the little ones, the 5 and under, because of the critical brain development that's happening all in our human brains before the age of 5. Most people don't know, and I don't know if you know, but 90% of our brains are developed before the age of 5.
Yes, I read that. That's why I've been shoving information into my little one's brain.
Yes, and you know, and if we don't have proper nutrition, birth up to age 5, literally you're starting behind in every way. You think about it, you know, if your brain and your body can't develop because you don't have the right nutrients, how can you learn? How can you thrive? It can lead to a host of physical diseases. And now what we see is that we know that there's so many foods that are more affordable that don't have the nutritional value that's like an empty calorie, if you will.
Right.
And eating these foods that are high sugar content, that have lots of preservatives, you know, lots of what we call fake food, you know, it can lead to food addiction of those types of items, and it even can lead to childhood obesity and diabetes and a host of problems throughout your life. So our goal is healthy food right in the hands of a child. And we do focus on those little ones, but we know that if there's a child that's living in a home where there's not available healthy food, the little ones, they have many times the older siblings. So during the summer, like right now, we feed all the kids in the home, and anytime school's out, because we can't pull up in a van in front of a home and you got a 2-year-old sitting there hungry and an 8 and 10-year-old sitting there hungry and not feed those children as well.
Yeah, wow. And I know the need, it's even greater during the summer because the kids aren't in school. So even if they qualify for those free lunches, they may not be getting what they need because they're at home. Wow. So how all are you making this happen? Is it through corporate sponsors being able to provide the food and then all the volunteers packing it up? What's the flow?
So we simply don't exist without volunteers. This year we'll have about 50,000 volunteers, both on site and off site.
Wow.
And that's what we need to have, make it happen. About 125 volunteers per shift for 2 shifts a day.
Okay, and then how long are these shifts?
These shifts are 2.5 to 3 hours.
Okay, all right.
So it's not a huge time commitment. And you know what? The great thing is that you leave there and you know you've made an impact. It is so tactical. You are actually making a sandwich, or you're packing some healthy trail mix, or you're putting together a full lunch, or you're packing some produce for a family. And when you walk out that door, you're going to know that the food that you prepared is going to be in the hands of a hungry child within 24 to 48 hours. So we depend on that help, but we also depend on donations because we need to buy the food to be able to put in those luncheons. We do get some food donations, like the food bank has been an incredible partner of ours, but because the cuts to the Houston Food Bank through USDA and other federal cuts, they don't have as much food, so it trickles down to agencies like ours. So right now we get about 5% of our food from the Houston Food Bank, and we used to get about 20 to 25% of our food from the Houston Food Bank.
Wow.
So we
that is
really
an
depend on
incredible
those
drop.
donations,
Yeah.
and we are so efficient, Chelsea. We can feed a child for less than $2 a day, and that's an all-in organization cost.
Wow.
So you can feel so good if you donate to our organization. Your $2 is providing a full meal for a kid that day.
Yes, and good food, especially when they're developing these healthy habits, where we're trying to get them to do that. I know the little ones, they can really want that sugar.
I know.
But I love that you're making sure that they get these nutritious meals. And we're going to do some bag decorating ourselves, because that's one of my favorite things that you all do. That's how we can involve the little ones. Decorate some bags and help with those meals. All right, so we're going to take a quick break. We're going to bust out those crayons, and we'll be right back after this with more Kids Meals Inc.
Come back to me. I've got the feeling.
Kids Meals Inc. is celebrating 20 years in July. Congratulations!
Yes, thank you.
My goodness, you've been feeding kids all over our area.
We have.
For 2 decades now.
Yes.
That is an incredible feat. And you have a special goal for the summer as well.
Yes, you know, it really isn't summer break for kids that are hungry. And right now, in Harris County, there's about 300,000 kids that may not know where their next meal is coming from. So our goal this year is just in the summer, in those 3 months, is to provide more than 1 million meals to children that are in need.
Wow, that's a lot of meals.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
What do the meals typically look like?
Well, typically the meals, when you come to us and make them, we make fresh meals in our facility located at Hammerly and Hollister and Spring Break. But this is an example of a meal that you can make. You can DIY this from anywhere, and all the information's on our website at kidsmealsinc.org. Take action. And so we always want to have a fruit item. This one's shelf stable because we're making it not from our facility.
Okay.
We love fresh fruit in our meals. And then we have a snack. We have a whole grain snack. And then we always have some sort of protein item. When you come to us, you get to make a sandwich or a wrap, or maybe making a PB&J. We always want to have a protein, a juice, water, or milk, a fruit item, and a healthy snack.
Nice.
And so we just want that rounded out with that nutrition in there. And guess what? We love to decorate the bags.
Yes, this is my favorite part. This is why I said Beth has to come so that we can color together.
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay, so this is the way that you can really involve kids of all ages, being able to decorate. People are able to put their own packing parties together.
Yes, and we call it our DIY meal packing. And again, you can find it right on our website under kidsmealsinc.org. Take action, and you can decorate these bags, and you can see some of them right over here that are so beautifully decorated. And you don't have to be a Picasso.
Right.
You can just do something to brighten a child's day. The decorated bag says to a child, somebody cared enough about you to brighten your day, to give you some joy. And we've even had parents tell us that a decorated bag with a healthy lunch arriving in a colorful van with the driver with a smile on their face really takes the shame out of having to ask for help. So it's a gift. It feels more like a gift. And anybody can decorate bags from anywhere. We actually get them mailed from as far as Canada.
Oh, wow.
Companies put them in their break rooms. People do them from home, and just anybody can do it. And it just is so wonderful to be able to provide that to a child. I actually was delivering out on route a couple months ago, and you know, it's so hard for us to keep up with the decorated bags because we're serving about 20,000 meals a day now. I didn't have a decorated bag. I had a plain sad bag. And this little 4-year-old came running out to the van, and I put the bag out, and he stopped and he looked at me and he said, "Colored one." I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." So you can help us. You can help us do these from home. You can go to the grocery store. There's 3 kinds of bag. There's a 4-pound, 6-pound, 8-pound. Get the 6-pound, the one in the middle.
Okay.
Just buy a bag of brown bags. It's not expensive. Spend some time this summer just spreading joy, and you can actually drop them off at our facility, or you can mail them in.
Nice. And this gives me so many ideas. You know, usually summer, that's the time when people get together. We have family reunions.
Yes.
We have, vacation, Bible study groups, things going on that
Yes.
this is something that people can do that'll break up the monotony of their usual routine, also involve all the kids. And you can, like you said, you feel good about it.
Yes.
After. Yeah, brighten somebody's day.
And we even have people that do fun things like connect the dots or tic-tac-toe or little games on there for the kids, and it gives them an activity in addition to having a lunch provided for them.
Yes. Okay, so if people do want to come to the facility, they're like, I don't know if I want to organize my own packing party. I just want to come to you guys. You all have like an open calendar where people can sign up.
Yes, you can go to kidsmealsinc.org. Again, go to Take Action. You can sign up for a shift. Either you can come individually, or you can come with a friend group or your company, and you can sign up right there on the website for a date that works for you. If you need to bring a bigger group, there's directions on there how to get your whole group signed up. Like, we're so excited that your team is coming in July.
Yes, Chattin with Chelsea and Fox 26 is coming July 14th.
Yes.
So if you guys check out the website, see if there's some slots available, you may be able to join us. But even then, even if we do fill up so quickly, I mean, get another day. Get a group together.
Yes, please.
Bring all the folks. Come out, have a really good time helping others, because it's a vibe. Also, you guys play music.
Oh yeah, we're jamming every day. We have an incredible playlist, and you also get to participate in competitions. So, if this table over here is beating you, you got to speed it up. Of course, focusing on quality, but you got to speed it up. And we have awards for companies, for individual groups, for families that break the records, if you will, for most meals made. It is so fun. And you know what? You just walk out of there feeling so good.
Yeah, well, I know Fox 26 can have some competitive folks.
Oh, good.
So
good.
we're going to bring it when we come. Okay.
We're ready.
Right. And I'm done with mine.
I love that.
This is very cute.
I did a little bunny.
I did some fireworks because, we got.
I love it. And chatting with Chelsea. I love it.
Yeah, and sending hugs.
Yes.
And enjoy. That's a very cute bunny. Very cute.
I know how to draw very few things, but this is what I know how to draw.
You have an artiste in you. Okay, give the folks the website again just to make sure they know where to sign up.
Okay, it is kidsmealsinc.org. If you want to volunteer, go to Take Action. If you'd like to donate, you can feed a child for just $2 a day. Go to the Donate tab, and you will make a difference.
Oh, thank you, Beth. We hope you all join in on making a difference. And we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back because we've got DreamCon happening, and you'll want to hear all about it, so you can show up.
Oh, we're there today.
If you haven't heard of DreamCon, you are in the minority because it's grown to 16 million fans worldwide. It is a place that invites dreamers, cosplayers, and creatives to come have a great time and expand as well. So I love this whole concept. Welcome, Kiera Keys.
Thank you
Tell
for having me.
more about it. I know that intro was phenomenal, but how would you describe DreamCon to the folks who may not have heard of it before?
Oh, sure. DreamCon is one of the ultimate experiences in Texas. It's one of the fastest growing Black anime, gaming, cosplay, pop culture conventions. It started out as anime and gaming, and now it has continued to morph into, I would say, a lot of the intersections of Black culture to include music, tech, fashion, again, cosplay, makeup, beauty, all the things. So
Yes.
it's just a hub of fun.
And you all bring out some huge names. Huge
Yeah,
names.
yeah. Last year we had Meg Thee Stallion as one of our premier talents. This year we have Issa Rae. We
Yes.
have or some of the Power Rangers. So we're bringing back 6 of the Power Rangers, so spanning over 30 years of that franchise.
Oh my
So really
gosh.
just speaking to the culture, we have Phil Lamar and Cree Summer, who is some of the biggest Black voices in cartoons. So that's Rugrats, that's not Black Panther, it is Green Lantern, all of just the comics and just voice actors. A lot of fun.
The blurred in me is doing cartwheels right now. If you don't know what a blurred is, just look it up, okay? Let's talk about why DreamCon was created. This really came out of not being able to be a part of other conventions?
Yeah. So DreamCon was created by RDC World. RDC World is a group of guys who just loved creating content. They were into mangas. And like you said, they kind of made the blurred culture cool. They were young black nerds. They were finishing high school. They wanted to write scripts about mangas, and you hadn't really seen little black and brown boys who were into Japanese culture and direction and filmmaking. And so they got into mangas and they started creating content about that. And then it just kind of switched to parody content to where then they were creating or intersecting the NBA, like pop culture. They had, things about the Kendrick Lamar, Drake beef. It just became this viral sensation, and they became known to essentially kind of have those immediately pop culture responses. And so they utilized that to really build their following. And then from there, they start to go to other conventions. And when they would reach out to conventions, they realized, like, they were told they weren't really considered talent. They didn't have a draw, but we're seeing billions of views. And so they just decided, well, since we're not considered talent and not necessarily invited to some of those, cons or communities, we'll just create our own. So DreamCon was created in 2018, and we had a little over 800 attendees. And now we're in our 8th year. Of course, there was a pause with COVID, and now we have over 35,000 attendees.
Wow. But even 800, I mean, they proved the concept the first year that hundreds of people wanted to come out and be a part of this.
Yeah, and I would say something unique about us, not necessarily by choice, but we've become a mobile con by choice. Hopefully not for long, but because we have outgrown and we've grown so quickly. We've grown over 4,000% since our initial opening. And so with that, we moved from Waco to Dallas to Austin, and Houston has just embraced us. So hopefully we're here for a while.
I might be a little biased, but I love to have y'all here in H-Town.
H-Town has really embraced us.
Yes. Now the goal is not just bringing people together, but also helping them build their dreams. How all are you doing that?
Absolutely. So our attendees are called Dreamers because RDC stands for Real Dreams Change the World, which is thus how DreamCon came. So yeah, the way we look at it is they were able to take content and build their entire lives out of it, and profitable lives. And so we also see the trend of content creation. Content creation isn't just a thing of the past. It's not just something to not take seriously for the young kids. It is now replacing a lot of traditional media and advertising in ways that companies and brands engage. And so now we're seeing these small content creators, they're able to keep up with big production studios because we don't have to greenlight scripts. We don't have to do all of that. And so now there are really some of the, trend, honestly, some of the speakers, I would say, of like what's happening in culture right now. They're really on the pulse of it for sure. And so they've utilized that to help launch other Black and brown businesses. We have solo developers that have come to DreamCon and solely use that to launch their game.
Wow.
And we understand with so many ambassadors and content creators there that you're able to leverage that community and that momentum to launch businesses. So,
wow. How has being involved in DreamCon helped you move towards your own dreams?
Honestly, it's really pushed me. It's challenged me because DreamCon is a beast. Like we dream, and like it is honestly a team of like a democratic team. So we vote on the things that we have, like the same things we say with the dreamers. We listen to our community. I would say, unlike a lot of other cons, we listen to what they want, the talent that they want, some of the programming that they want. Like some of our community programming, like 80% of our programming is chosen by the community. So they put on their own panels. We might help them with talent to amplify it, but a lot of it is what they want to see and building that out that community, and we're just a vessel to help amplify that.
Man, that's so cool. I mean, you got to feel great being a part of that as well. Okay, where
Absolutely.
can folks get the tickets and all that?
Yes.
And see, because I'm going to be there too. So,
Yes, so we've announced some of our talent. Like this year, our premier speaker is Issa Rae, and we're really
Yes.
excited about that. Issa Rae has been mentoring some of the RDC guys behind the scenes. So yeah, we have so much talent, so many different types of program, and we still have, I think our weekend tickets, they're going very quickly, but we still have, and our Saturday tickets are sold out, but our Friday and Sunday tickets are still open, and we're still dropping a lot of that programming. We, again, in listening to our attendees, our Sunday programming was said to be a little light last year.
Okay.
So we're kind of just, bombarded. It's literally things to do from Friday to Sunday.
okay, you're like, you asked for this, okay? We got your whole Sunday booked now. Okay.
Booked out.
Yes. Well, I'm looking forward to it. It is going to be a great time, and we're going to see all kinds. I'm going to have the best pictures from DreamCon, let me tell you.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Are you coming in cosplay?
Oh my gosh!
At least one day.
One day. Now I have some things to figure out. All right, now we got to take a commercial break so I can think about this. You guys, we'll be right back after this.
Come back to me. I've got the feeling. Come back.
Thank you for watching this episode of Chattin' with Chelsea. Thank you to DreamCon and Kids Meals Inc. You guys, apparently I'm going to be outside this month, so make sure you are keeping up with us on YouTube. Carry the conversation over there, Chattin' with Chelsea. And then on social, Chelsea Fox 26, I'm going to be putting up pictures of all these things that we're doing. So we'll see you on the next episode of Chattin' with Chelsea.